Hello children. Hello class 5. How are you? Welcome to class 5 EVS lecture. Okay, so children, we are on lesson number 6, animal senses. In this lesson, in the previous classes, we have studied that how are the sense organs helpful to human beings, same way they are also helpful to the animals. So these sense organs help them to save themselves from the danger, to locate food, to locate the mate, that the opposite gender, then to locate the shelter for their living. So sense organs of animals are more sharper than that of the human beings. Some of them they use their amazing sense to smell, to locate the food. Some of them feel the slightest vibrations also in the ground and understand whether the danger is there or no. Then animals use these developed sense organs for their protection from enemies, for detecting food, for hunting and for finding the mates. Then we also saw about the smelling sense organ of the dog. Dog is an animal who is having an amazing sense organ than the other animals because it can distinguish between the different smells. Then they are also used to track the criminals or sniffing or in the search of the illegal materials like bomb or drugs, or to rescue the people which are trapped into the broken buildings or the snow. And dogs can smell things that can be buried about 40 feet under the ground. Next we had seen how do dogs do this. So they are being given the smell of the bomb first, then that smell is transferred to the odor receptors in the brain, and then from the brain that processes the sensation including the smell. And among this, the breeds that are used for finding the bombs are German Shepherds, Belgium, Malinois or Labrador. So these are some of the main breeds of dogs which are used to find out or in the search of bomb or criminals or the rescue of the people. Then we also see that whenever the dog is walking on the road, he sniffs here and there. All the time he will be bending his head and smelling at different places, trees, cars, whatever. So why do this? They try to smell the urine of the other animals. So each dog marks its own area with their urine. So whenever they are walking from somewhere, and if they find yes, this is the urine of another dog, then they understand that this is not the area, we have come into the area of another dogs. And they have about 1 lakhs to 10 lakh, their sense organ is lakhs to 10 lakhs times more stronger than that of human beings. Okay. Then we also saw that the ants, when they are collecting their food and storing into their houses, so when they come out of their house, they walk in a straight line. Why do not they break their lines and move here and there? Because see, when you see the ants, all ants are same. They cannot find out who is different or who is from the different house. Do we go into others' house? No, we come to our house. We are human beings, we have a brain, we can talk, we can see and we can understand, so we come to our house. But these are small creatures. They cannot speak, they cannot recall, they do not have so developed brain. So what do the God has given them? The God has given them an power or an ability that when they walk from a line from their house, when they walk away from their house, they leave down a certain chemical that is called as a pyrazine, and because of the smell of this chemical they are able to detect their house and the people from their house. So if a particular ant from one house or ant hill is coming out, the ants of another ant hill will not come out. When they will go back to their house, then only they will come out, and they will never break their line. Even if you try to stop their way, they will move around and then again they will go with that same line. So they follow the path. Here we will watch a video why it is like that. So you must have noticed this in your house also. Yes, if you would have stopped to do the ants, if you just put a finger, if you see any ant line in your house on the wall or on the ground, try to put a hand or a finger in that and see what happens.
Sometime. Hi guys! Can you guess the title of my next video? Hurry up! Write your guess in the comment section below. Why do ants walk in a straight line? 'Cause they never drink alcohol. Nah. Ants live in big colonies and are very organized. When an ant finds some food, it picks a small piece of it and, while returning, it leaves chemical scents called pheromones along the trail. Each colony has a unique set of pheromones. This trail of pheromones helps other ants of the colony to reach the source of food. Now, as these pheromones evaporate easily, every ant which is carrying food and returning to the colony leaves additional pheromones so that other ants behind it can follow the smell and return to their colony. As the ants follow the smell, they tend to walk in a straight line. In addition to this, we even see ants bumping their heads or colliding with each other while walking. They do this to identify their fellow ants. When two ants collide, they smell each other's pheromones. If the pheromones don't belong to the colony, the outsider ant might even be attacked. Oh. How do chameleons change color? Firstly, chameleons don't change color to camouflage. Instead, they change color to regulate their body temperature and to express their mood to other chameleons. The skin of chameleons has various colored pigments such as yellow, red, etc. Below the pigment, there are nanocrystals of various sizes and shapes. The spacing between these nanocrystals is primarily responsible for its color change. When chameleons are relaxed, the nanocrystals are close to each other. In this case, when light composed of various colors falls on the crystals, they reflect colors like blue, indigo, etc. This blue color, along with the yellow color reflected by the pigment, make chameleons appear green. However, when chameleons are excited, the spacing between the nanocrystals increases. In such a case, they reflect colors such as red, orange, etc. The red color combined with the yellow color reflected by the pigment make the chameleons appear orange. Why do we burp? To scare others.
So, children, in this video you saw how do the ants walk in a straight line. Yes? Then next we saw that the mosquitoes moving, the swarm of mosquito moving around our head in the evening time. Why does this happen? Because mosquitoes are attracted towards the carbon dioxide and which is emitted by the human beings or the animals. So they use their receptors and vision also to pick up the clues like body heat, the heat that is, so with the help of their receptors and the eyes, they also pick up the clues like body heat, precipitation, that is the sweating, and the odor of the skin of the host. Host means we as a people or the animals are the host, and mosquitoes are the parasites because they sit on us, on human beings, and suck the blood from our body. So mosquitoes become parasites and we are the host. So mosquitoes seem to be more attracted to the dark colored clothing, and they have a body clock in them. So they are basically, it's in like a mice or owl, which are the nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals means those animals which sleep in the day and wake up in the night. They are called as a nocturnal animals. Are we nocturnal? Are human beings nocturnal? Do we sleep at the day and wake up in the night? No, we are awake in the daytime and we sleep only in the night. So we are diurnal animals, and those who do the opposite thing, they are called as the nocturnal animals. And because of this clock in their body, they are awake in the night. Now next we will see the smelling organ of the snake. So most of you have seen in the pictures also that the snakes have like this tongue, a fork like tongue, as you can see in the picture. So the snake uses its tongue for smelling. It does not use its nose, it uses its tongue for the smelling. Now how does it use? Let's see. Snake smells by plucking their forked tongue out to collect the scent particles from the air. So what is now snake doing? You must have seen when the snakes are there in the TV or anything. The snake always takes its tongue out of his mouth and moving it. So why is he taking that tongue out again and again? To collect the scent particles from the air. We are smelling by the nose, that means we are collecting the different scent particles that are there in the air, that will go through our nose and give us the smell. Same way the snake smells by its tongue, and there it, with the help of the tongue, it collects the scent particles. The scent particles are carried to a special organ which is located on the roof of their mouth. That is called as a vomeronasal organ. What it is called? Vomeronasal organ. So with the help of this organ, it can identify the object. So what is happening in the snake? That when it removes its tongue out, the scent particles are collected by the tongue and it is passed to the special organ that is located at the roof of their mouth, just above their mouth. So between the eyes and between the mouth. So these organs help them to identify the objects. Hence, snakes keep their tongue constantly in motion to detect the presence of prey or enemy. So for this reason, most of the time we see that the tongue of the snake is out and moving all the time. Let's watch a video on that. You must have watched on the videos also, or you must have watched in the TV also, that whenever they show the snake, its tongue is most of the time out.
It's some time. Hi guys, can you guess the title of my next video? Hurry up, write your guess in the comment section below. Why do snakes have forked tongue? Just for fashion? No. Even though snakes have noses, they smell odors of their prey, mate, or surroundings with the help of their tongue and vomeronasal organ. Each time a snake flicks its tongue in air, it collects odor particles. Then, when the tongue is brought back, the particles are transferred to the vomeronasal organ. This organ detects the odors and sends signals to the brain, helping the snake smell. Wow, that's interesting. Now, we know that when we see with our two separate eyes, our brain combines the two different perspectives and makes a detailed image of our surrounding. Similarly, because the tongue of a snake is forked, it collects odor particles from two different locations, helping the snake understand in which direction the odor is coming from, and thus making it easier to locate the prey. Why do mosquito bites itch? 'Cause mosquitoes don't brush before biting. Nah, a mosquito doesn't actually bite. What? It doesn't bite? Nope. Huh? A mosquito sucks our blood through a straw-like structure called proboscis. A proboscis is made up of 6 parts. Out of the 6 parts, 4 parts are used to pierce into our skin and blood vessels and hold the tissues apart. Through the 5th part, called hypopharynx, the mosquito drops its saliva containing an anticoagulant. Anticoagulant prevents the blood from clotting so that the 6th part of proboscis, called labrum, can easily suck up the blood. Now, our immune system recognizes the anticoagulant as an invader. Hence, it releases histamine. Histamine dilates the blood vessels so that blood along with immune cells can come to attack the invaders and heal the affected area. This histamine causes the itchy feeling. Why do we breathe through one nostril? No idea. Our nostrils have specialized tissues. At a given time, these tissues are swollen in one nostril while they are shrunk in the other. Hence, when we breathe, air passes easily through the nostril in which the tissues are shrunk. However, due to the swelling, very less amount of air slowly passes through the other nostril. Thus, it seems as if we are breathing through one nostril only. However, after some time, the swelling and shrinking in the nostrils reverses. This breathing pattern is called nasal cycle. Nasal cycle is beneficial for us. But how? Some odors are detected better in fast-moving air, while others in slow-moving air. Thus, with fast-moving air in one nostril and slow-moving air in the other, our nose can detect a greater range of smells. Besides this, our nostrils are moist. Continuous breathing can make them dry. Hence, when we breathe through one nostril, the other nostril gets time to become moist again. What is color blindness?
So children, in this video we saw that why is the tongue of the snake like a fork shape? Because there are two sides because of the two sides, at a time it can collect the scent particles from the two sides, and from then it decides that which side is the prey or which side is the enemy. Then we also saw that how does mosquitoes come and bite us. They do not bite us, they suck the blood. And we also saw in this video that how is the working of our nose of human being. Now let's see the smelling organ of shark. Shark have an extremely sharp sense of smell. So the sharpest sense of smell is of the shark. They can smell blood from miles away. Sharks can smell blood because of the chemical like amino acid it contains. So even if the prey or enemy is far away, many miles away, from there also the shark can smell about it, because it has a very sharp sense organ and it can smell the blood of that, because of which a chemical over there, amino acid. So our blood consists of the amino acid in it, and this smell can be easily recognized by the sharks. Now next we have the honey bees. Now honey bees, all of you must have seen that when you go to the garden, we find the honey bees moving around the flowers. And from our junior classes, we have been studied that honey bees collect nectar from the flowers and store it in the beehive, and from there we get a honey. So they prepare honey for us. So here you can see the many honeybees have been visiting to the flowers to collect the nectar, and one side you can see the picture of a real honeybee. So let's study about that. Honeybee finds different scented flowers with its acute sense of smell to collect the nectar from it. So what does honeybee, with the help of its sense of smell, it can find out the flowers which are having the nectars. Honeybees use their antenna to detect the odor. So with the help of what they are finding? They are finding the nectar in the flowers with the help of their antennae. According to the research, honeybees have 170 odor receptors in their antennae. So see how many odors they can smell or they can receive. It is about 170. When a worker discovers a good source of nectar or pollen, she will return to the hive to perform a waggle dance. Now see, when we get something, are we happy? Yes, when our parents bring something for us unexpected, and what do? As we get it, we start dancing and singing and laughing. So we are happy for that movement. So same way, what happens? That when a particular honeybee finds out a good source of nectar or pollen are the small particles which are present on the flower. As you go in the next class, you will be studying more about that. So yellowish particles that you find on the flower. She will go back, the honeybee will go back to the beehive, and she will perform a waggle dance. Now this waggle dance she is performing because she is not happy. But let's see, why does she does a dance? A bee performs the waggle dance when she wants to inform other bees of a nectar source that she has found. So through this waggle dance, what is she going to tell? She is going to tell the other bees that she has found a nectar, and through that dance she will also show the direction, that how which direction you will go and how you will locate that flower. So bees communicate flower location using a special dance inside the hive. One bee dances while other bees watch to that bee to learn the direction of a specific flower patch. So see, be careful over here children, listen properly. So what is that bee dancing over there? So that the other bees can learn the direction of that specific flowers which are present over there. The dancing bee smells like the flower patch, and she also gives the watching bee a taste of the nectar she has gathered. So what else does she say? She has a smell of that flower patch on her body. So that smell, and also the nectar she has been collected from that flower. So that smell also and a taste of that nectar she gives to the other bees which are there in the beehive, so they can take that smell, take that taste of that nectar of the flower, learn the direction which the bee has told, and they all can go to those flowers and collect the same type of nectar and come back to the beehive. So for this they learn the or they do the waggle dance. And here is the last is that, as we had seen, that dogs can smell about the things which are buried 40 feet under the ground. In most birds, the sense of smell is poorly developed. Now see, in the smell we have not learned about the birds, because in birds the smell is poorly developed, except one bird, that is kiwi bird, uses its excellent smell to detect the worms. So in most of the birds the smell organ is poorly developed, but only in the kiwi bird it is excellently developed to detect the worms. So children, here we stop with our today's lecture.